We live in a time where kids are more connected than ever, and in some ways, less grounded. They're on screens constantly, they move less, and they're under real pressure without always having the tools to handle it. So the question isn't, should my kid learn how to fight? It's, what kind of environment can help kids become confident, regulated, resilient humans? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is one of the few activities that engages the body, the brain, and the emotions at the same time, teaching movement, patience, and self-control without relying on aggression or ego. In this episode, we're exploring the gentle art of growing up, BJJ, childhood, and character development.
Nice. I have no idea what episode it is.
Oh, God, no idea.
No, I'm going to go 23.
Yeah?
23?
22, 23?
Yeah.
Maybe 22.
Maybe 22?
Something like that.
I say that mainly because we haven't released one in a while.
Yeah.
His busy season.
Yeah.
I went through a fight camp. And
Yeah.
then, as the shirt implies, too stupid to quit, I took another fight, and fighting February 28th for Unified MMA up here in Calgary. And so if you're around, check it out. If you just absolutely hate my voice, come watch me get punched in the throat, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no idea what episode it is. I'm sure it's 20. I'm going to go 22.
Yeah, maybe 22.
Yeah, 22 sounds right.
Yeah.
All right. Episode 22, Kids in Jiu-Jitsu, right?
Yeah, Kids in Jiu-Jitsu. And I think, and it's the Black and Blue podcast.
Oh, yeah. Black and Blue podcast. Black belt Travis, blue belt, the Canadian tree stump Emmett. You know, it's never going away.
Yeah. Which is good, because other ones might have come up.
There might have been another nickname opportunity tonight.
But yeah, you know, I think as we continue the podcast, people can expect that. We were just saying December 1st, February 1st, there's going to be a lull every year.
We might make that like right up to there will be the end of the season. Then
that's a good idea.
I'll also make it another new season or something like that, just so we have a idea of where we're at.
The other thing we could do is guest podcasters. So like you do 1 week with a guest, I do 1 week with a guest.
I'd be down for that.
We can just trash talk you when you're not here.
I mean,
amazing.
It's pretty easy. It's got to be easy. The only problem is I have to edit and post it.
Right. And I don't know how to set up the equipment.
Yeah, it's just like, sweet. So we just take that little part
and it's like, Travis, I don't know. I hit the thing with a rock a few times and it's still not coming on. What should I do?
The files are in the computer.
Okay, so let's jump into it. By the way, at least one new term that I haven't heard before came out of my half-ass internet research. So
is it softier?
No, the term is proprioception. You familiar with that one?
I've heard it. I've heard it in podcasts. It's got to be a podcast term.
So proprioception is the unconscious sixth sense that allows the brain to perceive the body's position, movement, and spatial orientation using receptors in muscles, joints, and tendons.
Nice. So like rolling with your eyes closed.
I think just rolling all together helps you develop that. The idea is that it helps you develop proprioception and where is your body in space, you know?
Yeah. On that note, rolling with your eyes closed, if you get the opportunity, if you have the space on the mats or you have like someone watching, that will help whatever that long ass word is.
Proprioception.
Yeah, man. I am so behind like Oscar Wilde's quote, whereas if you can make a big word a small word that everyone knows, always go with the small word.
Right. Oh, sure. Yeah. So proprioception, we'll just call it PSEP.
Yeah. Okay. PSEP. That totally doesn't sound awkward. We're talking about a kid's episode. Yeah. PSEP.
I was checking out your PSEP and what?
Cancel.
Your kid's PSEP is looking good.
Yeah. Double cancel.
Okay. So we're off to a good start. Okay, so I think we've got a lot of topics to cover here. We'll see what we actually get through. We might even wind up doing a part 2 of this one, I think, which would be sort of like young adult.
We could get a kids coach in too.
Oh yeah,
I think that would be pretty cool.
We should ask Dan if he'll come in.
Yeah,
maybe
him on there.
Yeah,
Dan, Avon.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
We could finally get Avon in on here, or Jonah. We've talked about Jonah enough.
And Jonah has a fight coming.
Yeah, on that note, Jonah is fighting with me, not against me, but with me on the same card. Unified 67. So he's got a talented guy as an opponent. I got a talented guy. It's gonna be fireworks.
I gotta come out, man. I gotta see if I can make it out.
Dude, I am thrown down. This is the hardest I've ever worked.
Really?
And like my last one, I know I said it was my last one, but I blew up my shoulder and my knee like a week and a half before the fight.
Oh man.
And I was like, and it was like I couldn't fight out of my normal stance. I had to switch it all up. I was like, this sucks. And this fight, I'm actually feeling pretty good. Knocking on wood. I need that to keep going, but feel really good about this one.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, yeah, I'll try and make it out. Where do people get tickets?
UnifiedMMA.ca, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just like Google Unified MMA, super easy. And then you go to the unlock, like when you're buying tickets, go unlock, and you type in Ellis10. So that's Jonah's last name plus the number 10. And then he gets a little kickback. I mean, I'm old as shit, so just like take me out to the pasture already.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's boost that guy up.
All right. Okay. So a few things about, again, we got a lot of topics to cover, but we'll see what we can get through today. So why BJJ fits childhood development. So like I said in the intro here, modern kids are overscheduled, but under-challenged physically. They're digitally stimulated, but movement poor, emotionally expressive, but often call it dysregulated. And I think BJJ offers some structured chaos, which is cool, real consequences without danger, and physical effort paired with cognitive decision-making. Thoughts?
Yeah, I like that. I'd also say it allows a creative outlet that a lot of kids seem to not be getting fully these days. You see it, their schedule seems to just be so like you're going here, then you're going here, then you're going here, and it's like you're learning, you have to learn this, then you have to go and do this, and now you have to do this, and it's just, I remember when I was a kid, free time was me going down and playing with Lego, or me going out and playing street hockey and just goofing around,
wandering around the neighborhood.
And when I was on the farm, I would just go and I would just go push down dead trees. Like, I don't know if any other farm kids watch this, but like pushing down a dead tree was a pastime of like any farm kid. You just sit there and you rock it, and it finally cracks, and you're like, you just get like this excitement. You're just like, and then you finally like push it down. But I don't think kids get that anymore. And like, jiu-jitsu allows that creative outlet where you can be like, sweet, I can finally do it. And kids can be loud. So often, school, home, you're not allowed to be loud. I encourage them. I'm like, if you're tapping, slam your hand on that mat. Like, and they're like, we can do that. I was like, I want the people below us to hear. And they're just like blown away by this concept of, oh, I can be loud. There's times that you come in and you're like in listening pose and you're listening and you're taking in those 3 steps or whatever the move is. And then they can be loud. They can laugh. They can giggle. They can. The one thing I hate is like that super high pitched low kid scream. But I mean, I'm like, oh, okay, well, you don't get to do it.
I think, and that's that structured chaos, right? Where it's like, sure, like and we'll get into that like life lesson stuff too. But like, sure, there you have to be respectful. You have to listen at times. But yeah, you can. There's the opportunity to go nuts and use your body and go wild and
and physical contact too. I think that has been so regulated to such a point that none of them know what the hell physical contact is, how to deal with it, or even like if they get accidentally like struck, like get pushed a little bit hard or take a knee to the chest or knee on knee collision, and like when you see a kid that's first starting, there's like blown away and like they're stunned almost into crying.
I've seen it with my own son.
And then after a few months, it's just becomes normal, like roughhouse play. And they regulate it and they're happy. And like sometimes it is a crazy like head on head smash. Like, you have to go up to them and you're like, are you injured or are you hurt? And 99% of the time, as long as they understand the two sides of it, they're like, oh, I'm hurt. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you can get back up and you can go and do this, or you can take a second, but get back up and jump back into the activity. And I think only the one time a kid was injured, and that's because like someone like did a knee drive and smashed the kid's foot.
Ooh.
So he had like a big bruise happening on the top of his foot.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fair. Probably like a dislocation of a little bone in there.
Ooh.
Not the foot itself, but like just little bones. But yeah, understanding the difference between an injury and being hurt.
Right.
Being hurt's okay. Injury's okay. But like almost all the time, they're hurt or they're stunned. Yeah. And it's like, are you good? Take a breath. Take 3 breaths. Let's hear you breathe. I can't hear you breathe. And you just kind of get their mind off of it. It's like you can do it with adults even.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you good? What's up? And they're like, like, okay, you're good. Let's go. Right. And you don't give them time to like comprehend.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's just a bruise.
I think the flip side of that too is, and I'm kind of like getting to that stage. So my son is in the kids classes here. And I think one of the things that I see with him is like, he'll actually grab a single leg and he'll have it. And then he'll be like, I can see the wheels turning where he's like, I don't know if I should hurt this guy.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, it's okay. He's not made of glass. Push him over, man. Like, it's okay. You got it. You got the leg. You picked it up. Finish it. Like, not finish him, but like
finish him.
But it's okay. Like you're not gonna break these kids, and it's like I think it gets them past this sort of like fragility mirage, you know.
And if you're just listening to this, man, is Emmett ever talking with his hands? He's doing a lot of spirit fingers over here.
Jazz hands.
It's been a break.
Yeah.
He's coming back and he's got this energy.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very true though. Like you talk to any like parent and you see them grow through that where it's like, wow, he would cry if he like stubbed his toe, and now he'll run full into like a thing and be like, oh, I don't know, and just keep going. It's like build up a strength that you don't see.
Resilience.
That you don't see outside of like martial arts, like, and I'd say like the real martial art, like jiu-jitsu, wrestling, judo's like, if you have a good judo, there's some kind of iffy washy like judo clubs where they're like, oh, okay, well, we're not gonna throw harder and not gonna do anything. But like judo, if you're with a good club, that teaches a kid discipline, how to be hard, like hard life, but like how to take a bump and be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
My life's not over. I can keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And having fun with it. You hear them out here and they're all laughing, playing.
Yeah.
It's good.
Even like the warm-up stuff, you know, like I have seen in a pretty short time. So my son broke his leg when he was 2.5 skiing. And it was like, oh man. And I just knew instantly that it was going to affect his sort of like willingness to do stuff like that. And I've seen him in a few kind of short months of being here, just from the warm up stuff where he's like ripping off, front tucks and stuff. And like things like the crab walk, and he loves doing the army crawl. And he like, when he talks to his grandma on the phone, he's like, look, I'm doing an army crawl. And like, those are jujitsu moves to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, he's kind of like the rolling, crawling, balancing, falling, getting back up. It's teaching this like coordination and comfort with his body, and you can see it.
Yeah,
you can see it.
Coordination behind like a jiu-jitsu kid or breakdancing or like dancing itself. Those kids have such body coordination. It's insane. And then you get the kid that's on the iPad and they like can't touch their toe because they don't understand what's going on. And you're like, man, what is happening?
Have you seen kids like that like come in here who have had we're in we always talk about this, we're in a bit of a bubble here.
We're in everyone's going to be an Olympic star bubble. But I have seen kids that have come in and like zero athletic ability.
That was you mean me.
But like you as a kid.
Poor little guy.
I know. Where's your nose? And he's like, But no, I've seen lots of kids, but gotta say, some of those kids are the ones that like they just start once they start to get it, they're the ones that are going to be there. The like super athlete kids, they tend to not so much get bored, but when they can't do it, they get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, well, I don't want to do it. And then I've found a lot of parents actually allow their kid to quit. When it's
just
hard,
going to talk about that.
When it's hard and their kid's like, oh, it's hard. And then their parents like, okay, well, you don't have to do it. It's like, you know what? Things that are hard, you should teach your kid to go through them. Now, there's different things, there's different elements to that. If they're saying it's hard, but there's another reason, like maybe there's a bully kid and they keep getting something or other, well, that's something to do with the coach. Beyond that. But if it's just a kid quitting because it's hard or they're frustrated because they can't get a move, that's on the parent. And the parents around, like not around here, around everything.
Yeah.
These days it seems are like, okay, well, we don't want you to feel bad, so you can quit. And I've seen it time and time again. When a kid quits, you see them like hanging out with like other loser kids and I don't mean to say, don't come at me, but there's loser kids out there.
Yeah.
And you see them hanging out with them and it's an easier life for them.
Yeah.
But think about when they get older.
Yeah.
It's just going to get harder for them.
Yeah.
Like, my goodness, this world doesn't change that much. It's always going to be a harder world. You can build your kid up to adapt to that world.
Yeah. So I came across, and I kept it open on my computer here. I'm going to read directly off an Instagram post from this parenting thing. I just happened to come across this today.
What was it? Roger Gracie?
No, it was not Roger Gracie.
Was it Rickson?
It might have been Rorian. So I'm gonna read a little bit off this Instagram post because trying to paraphrase it would be too challenging. I'm gonna give up. But so it says, what if letting kids choose their own path is actually wiring their brains for a lifetime of quitting? By age 7, 75% of parents make a mistake a dopamine drop for a lack of ability. Average parents ask what kids want. Legacy parents decide what matters. So it says, when your child says, I don't like piano anymore, or soccer is boring, they aren't losing interest. Their brain is hitting a neurological plateau. And if you let them quit now, you aren't being supportive. You're training the amygdala to prioritize flight over friction. You're literally wiring a dabbler identity. So real mastery requires let me see if I can say this, myelination, the thickening of neural pathways. This only happens through repetitive, effortful practice. No friction, no myelination. So it goes on. I won't just continue reading this, but it does say average parents follow the child's mood, and legacy parents understand that passion follows mastery, not the other way around. Yeah.
And I would definitely support that idea. The crazy thing is when I think there's a dual-edged sword to that, because if they truly don't like it, at what point do you go, okay.
Of course.
And you should have knowledge of your kid enough
100%
to push that, but you don't let them just quit because they're like, oh, well, I didn't like it. And it's like, well, let's see why. Let's push through this initial conversation of I didn't like it, and then just quitting. And like, oh, why? Let's discuss that a little bit deeper for them so that they can either come to the conclusion that they either want to keep going or they're going to keep trying at least. And if they truly hate it, there's probably another reason behind it. Or you're one of those parents that is trying to live vicariously through your kid.
Right. What?
Yeah, right.
But I think so. I would say almost because Sawyer, my son, comes on Mondays. And I would say every time He gets home from school. I'm like, "Are you ready for jiu-jitsu?" And he's like, "I don't want to go."
Because when he comes in, I just no, I'm kidding.
I give him a snack.
Yeah.
We hang out for a little bit. We go, and he has the time of his life. And he's like, and then we're talking about it, and he's showing me moves and stuff. And like, so I think like an older version of me, like would have been like, "Oh, you don't like it?" Like, but because I know about getting, little progressions and things, I know what it feels like. And I'm like, dude, come on, let's go do it. I want you to know that you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of kids like that. We have quite a few that they don't come in kicking and screaming, but they're like, oh, like their parents are like, yeah, they didn't want to come. But as soon as their little tippy toes hit the mat,
Yeah.
they are in love and they're running and they're having fun and they're having the time. And then they come out and they're just this big ass grin and they're like, how was it? And I give them a fist bump. They're like, it was awesome. And then they go and like do like that giant crazy shuffle to the shoes. I don't know if you've been over there when the shuffles to the shoes is there, but everyone's over there laughing. And it's like, it shows shows that they want to be here. There's just, maybe they've just been tired at school.
Yeah,
like
totally.
they've been having to sit and they're going to be getting used to sitting.
Yeah.
Once they come here and they can exert that, or they can have that energy release, and they're just like, this is awesome. Every time. And then the only time that I see the opposite is when like a helicopter parent hangs around and the kid has the opportunity to be like, oh, I don't want to be here. And then like I've had a talk with a couple of his parents. I'm like, hey, can golf's right over there. Go hang out there. And I'll just tell them like you had to go.
Yeah.
And as soon as the parent is out of the picture, they're having the time of their life.
Yeah.
They are running around, screaming, laughing with their friends. And as long as that parent or that little like safety blanket isn't there, they are in.
Yeah.
And I've seen it time and time again. So yeah, I do encourage the parents to stick around every now and then for like watching.
Yeah.
Making sure like we're on the up and up and doing cool things with their kids and teaching them ninja stuff. That's all I call it with the kids. I'd call it the adults too, but like I think that every now and then there's some parents and like there's a relationship there. And sometimes it's like the dad just takes off and the kids are having fun. Or maybe it's the dad that sticks around and the kids are like, oh. Yeah. And they like all go out as a group. I'm like, they would have had a great time. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, remember I was telling you about the ski lesson thing, right?
Oh my goodness.
Like
it makes me furious.
It's like sometimes parents will just show up and be like, oh, you don't want to go? Okay. And it just torpedoes the whole thing because it gives an out, right? Yeah. To all the kids that are there, it gives an out where they're like, oh, I don't have to do this. Maybe I don't want to do this. And I think what you're saying, it's like throwing them off the dock. Like I'm not advocating that as a way to learn to swim, but sink or swim. Yeah, you know what I mean?
And they have so much more fun. I can guarantee you they're going to have fun if you just let them kind of work through that. Yeah. You can help them. You can help push them through it and stuff like that. But let them work through it. It's one of those things that kids are amazingly receptive to being allowed to work through things as long as it's like, as long as they're allowed to do it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. If you're pushing them to be everything that you wanted to be as a kid, you're probably the problem.
Oh yeah, man. We see that. So Rosie, my daughter, is in gymnastics, and like we're the parents that are like, are you proud of yourself? Great. Yeah. Are you enjoying it? Great. You said you wanted to do this, so you do have to go. But as long as you're proud of yourself and you're doing your best, awesome. Yeah. But man, the other day my wife was watching, and one of the other parents came up and was watching her kid and says out loud, like, so my wife can hear, she's like, mom's watching, better do your best. And it's like, oh my god, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. Like, so you just know what she's making it like for that kid at home. You know?
You see like what is it? Red flag, green flag, and beige flag. That's a red flag.
Oh, that's a hard red flag.
That's like hockey parent level.
Yeah.
But gymnastic parent level and dance parent level, those can go
Yeah.
so many levels. Like I thought hockey parents were bad, and then like I went and I watched my nieces in their dance thing.
Yeah.
I was like looking around, I was like, oh my goodness. Like you're living through your kid, you're living through your like, and they were like, I don't know any of the terms, and there was one time, so I don't remember, but they're like, point your toes better or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not even the coach. Shut up.
Yeah. There is a lot of jiu-jitsu parents like that too.
Yeah.
I have to say, like I did the timekeeping at that one tournament way back in the day.
Yeah.
And there was some like psycho parents at that thing.
Yeah. And that's why I like our little in-house tournaments.
Yeah.
That's why I have that hard talk before. I'm like, hey parents, you're here to encourage your kids and like cheer them on. If you don't know, if you're not training here or at another club, shut up.
Yeah.
Don't just encourage your kid.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. We have coaches here. They can tell them what to do. All you're allowed to say is, yeah, good job.
Yeah,
kind of thing. And if they're not doing good, that's okay.
Yeah.
Guess what? They're going to learn from it, but shut up.
Yeah.
And at our big tournament, I've had to have numerous talks.
Yeah.
And even at tournaments that I'm not like running.
Yeah.
But I guess in Alberta, I'm a little bit of a face of around here. And I go up, I'm like, hey, and I like just put a hand on their shoulder, just chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out. Look, they're 5 years old.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
and you see, actually, man, I really found this like profound at that competition that I was timekeeping at. So there was this little girl and her brother actually that were just winning everything. And their faces were just calm. They were like, this is good. Like so calm. But a lot of the other kids had that look like, you know, and it's like, you get, I mean, obviously I'm like making some assumptions here, but you get the impression that they're getting the right emotional guidance and feedback from their parents, where it's like, just go in there and do what you learn and you're going to do great. Yeah. Or like, dad's counting on you to win, be aggressive, you know, like.
Yeah, that I would attribute that to a couple things. Like that calm expression is usually from kids that have competed a whole bunch. And usually they come from a good school. Right? And the parents have something to do with it, but usually a good school will regulate your parents and be like, hey, do you do it? No, shut up.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Even if you do it and you're not a coach, shut up.
Yeah.
And then like the kids that are like this and they're like clenching their fists and they're just like have that scowl or they're mean. Usually that's because they don't know what to expect. Sometimes it's like their first tournament. They're just like, what am I doing here? And like it's adrenaline, right? And they don't know how to deal with adrenaline yet because they've only wrestled with their friends at the gym.
Yeah.
Some of the coolest things that I've seen, like our in-house, Affinity had an in-house, and it's the kids that are smiling and they're just having fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Giggling and like we have a bunch that do that here. And like sometimes you're just like, okay, that's awesome, but like, let's get that choke.
yeah. Because come on, kill him.
Wipe his arm out. But you're just sitting there and they're like just giggling and like we've had a couple where they're like laughing and they're like, no, you're not getting my back. And then she gets the back and then he's like, no, not happening. And they're just talking to one another and giggling and laughing. I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with it. But like, you see that rear naked choke that could be right there. Just like sink that in.
Yeah.
You don't say it.
Yeah.
Just having fun. Totally. That's what it should be. But as a coach, I'm just like, just get that arm under the neck.
But I think, kind of moving on to a bit of a next topic here. I think another one for kids is being able to understand emotional regulation under pressure. So, you know, like you're saying, the kid who gets thrown in and they don't know the context, even if they're training jujitsu, is like, holy shit, what's happening? But training jujitsu in and of itself, it becomes a way where you're like, okay, yeah, there's a guy sitting on me, or there's like, you know, I'm being thrown into the washing machine here, and like, but I can breathe, I can stay calm, and I can lose without having a complete emotional collapse, you know.
And I think that's something that I always tell my kids. Like personally, I don't have kids, but like when I say my kids, I mean like the kids that train under me. And I always tell them like, and some of them need it because like when you compete, sometimes there's just emotions and you don't know how to feel them yet. Like maybe you lose or maybe you win and you don't know how to feel that yet. And it comes out as tears.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I have that pre-comp competition speech with like all of them, like especially when we have our little in-houses. And it's like, is crying okay? And like some kids are like, no. I'm like, no, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes your body doesn't know how to regulate your emotions yet.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're just so excited that you just cry.
Yeah.
And it happens. And the kids are like, oh. And then you get some of the kids that cry. And then I'm like, cool. But are you okay for the next match? And they're like, yeah. Yeah. And like they start to regulate that in a good, positive way. And I think that's what jiu-jitsu can do for so many kids.
Yeah.
It's crazy that, sorry, but it's crazy when you look at like sports like hockey or sports like soccer, and like there's none of that because there's none of that consequences, right? Maybe your team loses, and that sucks, but that's vastly different from losing a jiu-jitsu match where it's one-on-one and you have all these people, you have an environment where people are like cheering for both you and your opponent, and in a tournament there's multiple mats going and you're just like, you hear all this, and like that environment can be absolutely insane.
Oh, for sure.
Like, my goodness, if I started that young, I had crazy emotion, like just high and low.
Me too.
I was unable to regulate it. I didn't understand them. And I was always taught as a kid, boys don't cry. That was something that was just ingrained in me.
Right.
And man, I don't think like I shed a tear for a long ass time. And like, so I just vented in anger.
Right.
And I guarantee you, like I see my young ass stupid self in some of the kids. And I'm like, you know what? Understand that it's okay to have those emotions. We're here to help learn what those emotions are and help teach you how to regulate them.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
I think ultimately it teaches kids that strong emotions don't have to control their actions, right?
Yeah.
Like you can feel those things and you can channel them into what you're doing, but you can also create a little bit of distance from them, which is, you know, I mean, that's how I see the idea of controlling your emotions.
Yeah. I think it's something that people can, especially kids, need these days. Because there's so, especially like the schedule kids, where every minute of every day they're doing something.
Yeah.
They need an outlet. And jiu-jitsu can be that. They can run, laugh, play, be loud, sometimes cry.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
We had a kid crying because he was just getting like taken down and someone was staying in side mount top the whole time and he just couldn't get out.
Yeah.
So he just started crying. I was like, dude, it's okay. Like he just didn't.
Again, I think that might have been me.
Yeah. I'm just saying it was the kid's cups. But like, I was like, it's okay, man. Like, and he's like, I was just acting. I was like, you don't have to act tough.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
Totally.
Being in that position, it can be scary, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, cool. So scared is okay, but we can deal with scared.
Yeah.
We can do that. And I was like, next time you're there, you're going to count 3 big breaths. And then I was like, out of the corner of my eyes watching the next roll, and they got him in the same position. And you see him, he took 1 big breath.
Yeah.
And that's all he needed. That's all he needed to like be like, oh, okay, I'm okay.
Yeah, totally.
like,
that's awesome.
We are good here.
What do you think about the idea of teaching kids, and maybe this is in particular a boy lesson? I don't know. Tell me what you think about developing quiet confidence over performative toughness.
Oh man, there's nothing like it, and I think that the world needs vastly more people like that.
Yeah.
To learn that. You see it on the internet all the time, and like at a bar, anywhere.
Yeah.
All and like when I go and teach at schools, like when I go and teach kickboxing to like high school or junior high or even like the little bit older elementary, and you see these big tough guys and they're like trying to hit, and you're like, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But their bravado's there, and they think that they either think or they're just putting on a show.
Yeah.
And then you get I've had a couple of kids that have trained with me before, and then they show it, and they're like the quiet, calm, they understand what's going on. I'm like, yeah, that's the kid that will mess you up.
Yeah.
But they have a reassurance in themselves.
Yeah.
Right? They have that inner strength.
They don't have a need to prove anything, basically.
No.
Yeah.
And if they do need to, they're going to. There's a viral clip of it was a high school girl, and it's like you see these 3 teenagers, whatever, get out of this car and go into this restaurant.
Yeah.
And they're gonna jump this girl. And so what they didn't know was this girl trained MMA.
Oh, really? Yikes.
And she kicked the shit out of the first girl, like whipped her, like grabbed, like I think it was a bunch of hair. So she's like feed her shots, and then she whipped her like a helicopter, like off of like Matilda.
Yeah.
Like did the whole spin, slammed her down, punched her a couple of times. Then this other girl that was there to jump her as well tried to get in, and she just got up and just started like throwing, and then like the camera flies.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I wish that there was another angle. But like and she just stood there. Like she just stood there calm. And she's like, oh, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And like all these like bravado kids are like, oh, we're gonna get her, we're gonna get her, we're gonna get her. And then just wipes the floor with 3 of them.
Nice.
And I think like she started like clocking the dude too, and like until it was broken up by adults. But it's like that was a horrible decision. That was
a bad decision. Yeah.
Like thank goodness that girl had training, because it could have went vastly different if she didn't.
Yeah.
But like she had that quiet confidence, and then it was like, guess what? You stepped into the Thunderdome, and she came out. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. She walked with her head held high.
But even
crazy,
even like I don't have any stats on this or anything, but as a adult who trains jiu-jitsu, I can tell you that my small amount of knowledge,
like
microscopic amount of knowledge, but like even though I probably could handle myself with 90% of the people that are out there, knowing what I know, I would 1,000 times out of 1,000 do my best to avoid the conflict first and foremost.
Yeah.
But like, and never would I be like, oh yeah,
initiate.
you know, like what's up? Like I would just be like, okay, man, you know, cool, yeah.
Oh.
And like I think for a kid to be able to get that way, you know, when they start getting to that age where it's like, you know, 12, 13, 14, where those things start popping up, and to be able to just be like, I'm good, man. Because they know they have the quiet, ingrained confidence of knowing they don't need to show anything or prove anything. But they could. Yeah.
No, it's I think it's kind of that thing where I think everyone should be punched as hard as someone else could in the face.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world should feel that.
Yeah.
And be like, wow.
It's part of the kids sign up process, right?
But like everyone should feel that and be like, oh, I don't want that.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Yeah.
That sucked. I should learn to defend myself.
Yeah.
But like so many people have never experienced getting choked out, never experienced getting a leg kick, never experienced getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
And they just have this like, oh, I'm a human being. I'm trained. Like I'm innately good at fighting. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. I would put a 1 stripe white belt that's been training under me for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Like anyone that's training in any kind of grappling or like effective striking martial art,
Yeah.
they're so far ahead of everyone else.
And I think like, we kind of touched on this with the not giving up thing or not letting a kid give up. But I think, and we've also talked about this in other podcasts where we talked about things like plateaus and things like that. But man, being able to gift a child the understanding that short-term gratification is nothing compared to long-term gratification, like the satisfaction that you get from earning something, man, that applies to everything. It's not just a martial arts thing. It's like when you work for something and you're not just like grabbing dopamine and you're not just like, oh, I'm on Instagram looking at stuff, or I'm on whatever kids use now, like, it's like, yeah, sure, that feels good, but it is just decaying your brain. But when you grind and work and like you're rewarded by learning, by feeling better, and you're also rewarded by, I think, especially with kids, like Sawyer, my son, again, like he hadn't talked to his uncle in a little while, and he's just talking to him on the phone, like a video call the other day, and he's like showing him his monster trucks and showing him this and showing him that, and then he was like, oh wait, I gotta go get my belt, because he got a stripe. He
came out and gave me a big fist bump. He's like, look at what I got. He's like wagging it in my awesome big fist bump. And I was like, usually his little fist bumps are like little like ping. He was like crack and like he's like, but he was so happy that didn't hurt him. And I was like, man, I should probably like pull back a bit. Like he was so excited that he cracked my fist.
Man, the other day they had crazy hair day at school, and he went in with like a mohawk that was like painted silver. And my daughter said, I don't know what that did to him, but he was just a wild man all day at school, just like going down the slide full speed, like, yeah. So like, yeah. But the point being, like, being kind of held, your accomplishments being held up in front of your peers and being like, you did it, man. Yeah, it took 3 months to get here, but you earned this.
Yeah.
It just ingrains in their mind that is a much more satisfying experience than instant dopamine gratification.
Yeah. It's an incredible thing. And I mean, I know we don't do as many belts as like a lot of other clubs do, and some clubs do even less. Like some clubs have just gotten right out of like that whole stripe through the kids, because they're like, no, we're done with like this. Here's your next belt. Here's your next stripe every like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
which I think is awesome. That being said, I have 2 belts per color, so it is quite hard to
two stripes per color.
2 belts, so it's like white, and then you go gray with a black stripe, and then yellow with a black stripe.
Oh, okay.
Now there's some that go like gray with a white stripe, gray with a black stripe. So you have 3 gray belts.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing. And you get 4 stripes per belt.
Yeah.
So, I went down to 2.
Yeah.
And
I think that's better.
And I've like kind of played around with the idea of just going down to 1, but I also see the value of like having kids see who's been here longer and knows a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I see the value in that. But yeah, that instant gratification, so much worse for them, especially at that age. Like when your brain is still forming, and like people's brains are still forming until they're like 25. Like they're still getting that. Like you can build that back up after 25, but like until that age, that's when like that information process. And if all you're getting is like these 10-second clips.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But by the way, as a bit of an aside, like, you know, both my kids, I read the Jocko Willink books too, the Warrior Kid books. Sawyer is all about that shit, man. Like, because he's learning to swim too. Like, and I think that leg break thing, like, really kind of, it made him trepidatious, right?
Yeah.
But so like in that book, so the books are called Way of the Warrior Kid. They're by Jocko Willink, who's an ex-Navy SEAL.
Highly recommend
those books. And they're not even expensive. By the way, they're making a movie.
Are they?
Chris Pratt, I think, is in it. And
is it like an animated movie?
No, it's a real life movie. Yeah. But yeah. So in the book, his uncle, who's a Navy SEAL, comes to stay with the kid, and the kid eats junk food. He doesn't like work hard at anything, and he teaches him to be, you know, a warrior kid. And like Sawyer's learning to swim, and he sees this kid learning to swim, and he's like, well, you know, maybe I could do that. Nice. And just little things like the uncles, every time they do something, he gets the kid to yell like "Hoo-yah!" And so now I take Sawyer to the pool, and when he jumps off the edge, he's like "Hoo-yah!" So just like giving them these little inspirational things, you know, it's like.
And I think Jocko did such a service to youth and everything, and it's so good. And the crazy thing is you see these like people that have been around martial arts for a long time, and almost all of them will be like, get your kid into jiu-jitsu. Wrestling's really hard, and like and up in Canada, like we have minimal wrestling anywhere, but like jiu-jitsu is going to be the one that will, as long as it's a good club. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff going around right now. Horrible allegations. And so make sure
about a club in the States, to be clear.
Not here, but everyone will know who we're talking about. And if not, just put a comment and I'll comment back. I'll let you know. But make sure that you're in a, like, you put your kid into a good club, and make sure like make sure that the kids are in a stand-up club. That's what I'm saying. And by that, I mean, like, make sure you don't get any bad vibes from anyone that you talk to. As you walk through, if you get bad vibes,
and I mean,
go
like,
somewhere.
There's a few, I think, rules of thumb. Okay, that I kind of noted those here a little bit. So there should be 2 adults present whenever possible. We have cameras. That are always going in during the kids' classes. So if there's ever any doubt about where a kid is, what they're doing, let's check the tape. Like, so I would call that like extreme transparency. The 2 adult rule, open door policy for parents. You want to come in and see what's going on? Come in and see what's going on. And then this applies, and we've talked about this probably numerous times. It applies to adult schools too, where it's there's no guru behavior. It's not like worship the you know, the instructor guru.
I mean, you should with me.
Yeah, and I do.
I'm probably the exact opposite of that. I'm like, no, ridicule me, I don't care.
But like coaches discouraging outside perspectives, and that whole like we handle things internally perspective, you know, where, and I mean, the 2 adult and the camera thing, if nothing else, do you have 2 adults present and are parents welcome to come in and see what's going on? Great.
As long as the parents like don't do the hockey parent thing and shut up. I had one parent on the phone and I lost it on them. I was like, and I had the kids sitting down in listening pose. I'm describing the answers a phone call. And I like turned, I was like, that is disrespectful. Get out. And he's like he had never been talked to like that before. And I don't think I've seen him since. And like, like the mom dropped off the kid for the next few, and then they took him out, unfortunately, because that kid loved it. But just because I was like, no, we don't accept
No,
Why-
that's crazy.
Why? Like, would I expect a kid to do that? No.
Yeah.
If you're watching your kid. You're not on your phone. You're not.
Yeah.
Like, some parents will come in and crochet. Cool.
Sure.
You're not on your phone. You're not disturbing.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
That's wild, man. That's just wildly rude, no matter.
Oh yeah. Like, I don't generally yell.
Yeah.
I was mad. And
Yeah.
I was like, I had to like go for like a little stroll down the mats just so, like, after I got done talking to the kids and like doing that, I had to go for a little stroll and just like breathe totally. 3 times. But yeah, with kids and safety and stuff like that, after all these allegations came out, I had a member
about the gym in the States.
About that, well, giant organization.
Yeah.
But after they came out, I had a former member that moved away. He still does jiu-jitsu. Messaged me and like, there was a time when there was an open mat, and usually we have decent turnouts for open mats. And at this time, it happened that it was only 3 of us, myself, him, and a teenager girl.
Oh yeah.
And like, we rolled and like, it was fine. I always have cameras. I always have that. And like, I knew her quite well and I know her parents, but still I was like, I don't feel comfortable.
Right.
Just myself in here or anyone else. And he was about to leave. I was like, hey, can you just hang back until the student leaves?
Such a good choice.
And he was like, and he messaged me. He's like, you know what? I thought you were being extra back then. And I was like, yeah, probably. But as a coach and as someone that knows that there's just terrible stuff, and I know that she would never say anything like that because she's like an awesome human being.
Yeah.
But like, just imagine
things get misinterpreted, man.
Imagine someone else is watching and like, they're just like, oh, what is going on? I was like, I don't know. Look, we have all this, and like, I'm sure, and like, I just can't.
Yeah.
And then he messaged me. He's like, I thought you were being extra, but man,
that's cool.
That's the smartest thing that.
So smart.
I was like, well, yeah, I'm not a smart guy, but I'm not a complete idiot.
It's part of that is just like self-preservation, and it's, man, that's that like male ego thing with, you know, like, people get so big at things that they're just like, I can get away with everything. Yeah. You know?
And that's what I think that's what happened at that affiliation. But like, I'm just like, nope, I can't. Not at me.
No.
And it was kind of a cool message in a terrible time for jiu-jitsu. Well, not a terrible time for jiu-jitsu, but in a time where there's a lot of turmoil.
Yeah.
This is like the 3rd one in under like a year and a half of these horrible.
Just douchebags, man.
I don't know if I'm using the correct word, allegations or whatever. I don't. Sorry if.
That's right.
Yeah, but like, you keep seeing it, you're just like.
Yeah.
And I see it because I'm in the niche.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
It's in schools. It's in everything.
Yeah.
It just sucks that it's happening in a space where we're supposed to be empowering kids. We're supposed to be empowering women. We're supposed to be empowering those that are just trying to find a voice, just trying to be stronger themselves.
Yeah. Taking advantage of that is villainy, dude.
Oh man. Like, bring the gallows back. Done. I don't know. I don't mean to sound horrible with it, but I don't want to stand for that in any aspect.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. So I think we might have been talking about this the other day. The idea of the 3rd space. Are you familiar with that, that concept? Where, so home is your 1st space. For kids, school is their 2nd space. For adults, it's work. And then I think what jiu-jitsu can do wonderfully for kids is provide that 3rd space where they can develop some identity, belonging, they can get mentorship, they can have community, friendships outside of school. And like, school is full, no matter what community you're in, there's always going to be that like popularity bullshit and like nastiness and stuff like that. And depending on the gym, but like for here for sure, there's none of that. And it's like, you know what, maybe you're not accepted at school, or maybe you don't have a ton of friends, or maybe you don't have like-minded buddies at school, or maybe you're having a problem fitting in. You have this third space where you can come and just be like, we have like young guys here that are like, we're bros with, that are like high school age guys, and you're like, what's up, dude, how's it going? I didn't really have that when I was that age. Like but it would have been amazing to have like some older guys that you can look up to as sort of mentors, if not just kind of older buddies, or you can shoot the shit,
It's like the trades. Like I came up through automotive mechanic, and like some of like my good friends were vastly older than me.
Yeah.
Like when I first got in, I was 20, and like some of my best friends were like 40, 45. I'm like, but here, I think like with Dark Horse, we well, for sure, I love the outcasts. I love the misfits. That's who I was. I never fit in high school. I was a hockey player, and I had a Letterman's jacket and all that.
Yeah.
And I never wore it. I just didn't feel like I was part of that.
Yeah.
One, I was poor as shit, so I didn't fit in there anyways. Because
you had a vestigial tail.
Yeah.
Thank God you got rid of that.
Yeah, they got plucked out in the Saiyan saga, right? But it's crazy, like, because I have molded a lot of like the nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
To this, like we play RCs.
Yeah.
After like with the little 1/64 scale RCs after open mats.
Yeah.
And people are fine talking about whatever they want to nerd out about. I don't care. Like, it's like, cool, man, tell me more. Like, I had a conversation with one of these, like, there's a teenager girl, as like we're watching people murder one another on the mats. She's like, yeah, I really got into like animals, like the weird animals, like the immortal jellyfish kind of thing. And like, I was like, oh yeah, I know that one. She's like,
why wasn't that my nickname?
Now it's just gassy.
The gassy immortal jellyfish.
But like, she's like, oh, why do you know that? I was like, because I'm a giant nerd, and like I just like search on Wikipedia random articles. But and like we had like a cool little conversation, and she's like, I don't know, I think she was like 16. Yeah. Like, just weird that you can have like that, and then like some old dude that kind of knows it, and then we're watching people murder one another, and then she jumps in and murders people too. And
but even for adults, like, like it has really kind of like, I don't know, just sort of, it just expands your world a little bit to have a third space that you can go, and it's like, it's a little bit clubby, it's a little bit sort of like, inside baseball or whatever. And then people,
inside jokes.
Yeah, inside jokes, like, but that's great. You got your thing that you can escape to. And for a kid, especially if they're having a hard time at school, or if they're not quite fitting in, and it's just like, yeah, come on in, bro. Like,
even, like home life.
Yeah.
Even if a home life is hard, man.
Yeah.
Like I have some that I know, and it's just like, you know what? I understand your situation.
Yeah.
And it's like, just get on the mats, have some fun. And you see them, they're having fun, and they're finally being able to go from just a terrible time, having a good time.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool. And schools, like, I think school is just one of the worst places for kids that just don't fit.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up that way. I didn't fit.
Yeah.
I grew up fighting a lot.
Yeah.
And like, that was my release, and it wasn't a good release. Even in hockey, like, my role was an enforcer.
Yeah.
So it was, again, fighting a lot. But yeah, school, and these days I think school's just gotten so much worse. And people are like, oh, there's no bullying. Oh,
there's
you ain't looking if you're saying that there's no bullying.
dude. Yeah.
And you can't do anything about the bullies now.
No,
because
that's the thing.
That's harmful to the bully.
They won't touch it, man.
You know what? A bully, they need to be dealt with, but you're not dealing with them.
No, they don't. They're not allowed to say anything or do anything.
Yeah,
they're just like, this happened. Oh, okay. Yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah. I've had to go into schools and deal with it because my kids didn't stand, or they stood up to the bully. Weird.
Yeah. Whoops.
That they get in trouble for standing up.
Yeah.
For themselves or for another student. Crazy.
I think the other thing about that third space, and I probably touched on it there, or we touched on it, but like, you know, my experience.
No, it's been so long.
Yeah. But like, especially my experiences at our club, right? So I've spent a little bit of time at other clubs, but obviously my primary experience is here. But like, we have a lot of older guys here and women who are genuine role models, you know, like they run their own businesses. They are, you know, teachers or doctors or whatever that. And it's like they, even outside of the lesson format, they're the kind of people that can impart life lessons, you know, which we've talked about for the kids class too, is like weaving those life lessons into the class. What does respect mean? You know, what does friendship mean? Like all these important things that, sure, your parents can teach you about those, but approaching it from a different vantage point and combining it with physical activity and the belt system and all that stuff. It's like, it's just another way to ingrain these critical life lessons into kids, you know?
There's also a bit of numbness from teachers or parents, right?
Yeah.
And then they get it from a outside source or a third space, a coach.
Yeah.
And they're like, whoa, I'll listen to this guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right? I see what you mean.
And you've seen it where, like, I see it when I sit at the front desk and all the kids come in and, like, some of them will organize their shoes.
Yeah.
And they're like, why can't you do that at home? And it was like, oh, and they run off. But it's because I've went, hey, what are you doing with your shoes there? Come on.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, and then they go do it. And now they just like, and I'm just like, awesome job doing that. And I give them a fist bump as they go by. And they're like, that was good. Like they get that reward system, but it's also a third party going, hey man, like organize your shoes.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And now like, it's just building that up in them. And I love it. I love seeing that little thing. And I like being able to tell them like about the respect thing as well.
Yeah.
Like respect coaches, respect your training partners, respect where you train. And then it's like, does it end as soon as you walk out that door? And every one of them goes, no. I was like, who else can you respect? Our teachers, our parents, and like people outside of there, our siblings. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, let's build a better world through this weird little community.
Totally.
And that's always been the goal. And that's the only reason why I opened up the kids program for us. Like, so many clubs open it as like a cash grab.
Yeah.
And I was like, not a chance. If that's my motivation, I'm the worst human being ever.
Yeah.
I'm opening it up to build a better community because I see like so many detriments in there. And I'm like, no, we can do better. We can do better as a community, especially in this one. Like we're in a bubble.
Yeah.
We can make it better. And like, let's get those kids on the right path kind of thing. Yeah. And I'm not saying the right path is the only one I see. It's like, no, let's get them respecting things. Yeah. Respecting people.
Yeah. Respecting themselves.
Yeah. Especially themselves.
Respecting, like understanding what learning means and progression and understanding their bodies and all
honestly,
that. Honestly,
this should be taught in school.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. So hopefully I can help. And hopefully, and Jonah's doing awesome. And like any of the other assistant instructors come in and they're doing amazing jobs for that too. So it's cool.
So kind of to close things out a little bit, my take on it is BJJ it's not about, for any parents that are considering doing it, it's not about raising fighters. It's about raising resilient humans, calm problem solvers, and kids who know and understand their strength and their responsibility.
And can like assert their limits and assert their boundaries.
Yeah.
That's another big one.
That's a really good one. Even learning tapping. It's like, hey, that's my limit.
Yeah.
Tap. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a submission. They can be uncomfortable and tap.
Yeah.
Cool.
And also having a community of giant burly dudes who know how to fight if you ever get into trouble.
Yeah. Dude, anything happens to anyone.
Yeah.
You're getting dojo stormed even if you're not in a dojo.
Oh yeah, for sure. Someone pushed my bike over today. We'll be right there.
Yeah. What street?
But yeah, great to be back.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trav. I think this is a really important episode, and maybe next one, let's see where we go. But maybe next one, I do want to follow it up at some point with some thoughts about young adults and learning jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I think this was definitely aimed a little bit younger. We'll go to a little bit like that teenager kind of thing, because I think that will be an interesting. Hopefully, maybe we'll do it during a day, and we'll get like a teenager with their parent in here.
Yeah.
The parent, as long as they shut up and sit over there.
Don't answer their phone.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I would just pick up this and bang them off the head like a wrestler.
Do you want to plug your fight and Jonah's fight one more time?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Unified 67 here in Calgary. Well, not here. This is Canmore, but in Calgary, Unified 67, myself, Jonah fighting. Get your tickets now. Use the code Ellis10, and yeah, let's promote Jonah to everything that he can be. Yeah, it would be awesome for the sport. And I mean, I don't care if you go out and you cheer Jonah 100%, but if you want to boo me, I don't care. As long as you do it loud.
I think I will.
Yeah, you should. As long as you know, like, boo. No, yell it out. Make me hear it. I want to hear everyone cheering, booing. I don't care. It's noise. Let's go. Let's make it loud. Let's make a pop. And
yeah,
I'm going to throw down with everything I have.
What's the rule on rotten fruit? Is that
throw it hard?
Okay.
Yeah. Make sure it goes through the cage and like shotguns everywhere.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. And then, yeah, other than that, another thing I do want to like give a little shout out to, Submission Ace up in Blackfolds, February 21st. Get out and compete.
Yeah.
I know I have 2 blue belt women that are wanting to compete against all the blue belt women. Get out there, compete, and let's like just build a community that way. I mean, I know it's scary. I know that stepping on the mats isn't like everyone's cup of tea, but I mean, maybe it is. How would you know if you don't try? Okay.
How many weeks away is that? 3 weeks away?
3 weeks. It cuts off like a week before. And I know that like, yeah, I want all the men out there too, but I want women. I want women out there kicking ass.
Can I just take that soundbite and put it on the internet? I want women.
Yeah. We're going to be like, yeah, after we just like discuss a bunch of it, but like, I want them out there competing, kicking ass, because you guys are the most exciting people to watch.
Yeah.
Ask any person that watches these tournaments. I will watch all the women's matches because you guys are awesome. You guys are like out
dynamic.
There. Yeah, man. And like it's just so much more fun to watch that. It's like, second most fun. Because you watch those kids and they're absolutely insane.
Yeah.
They just do the craziest shit. And you're just like, where did that come from? And like, they're like flying. I'm like, how come you don't get injured?
But where the Masters 45 plus is like, let's sit in side control and half guard for 30 minutes.
Everyone just draws in those ones.
Yeah. Just so
tired that they tap. But yeah. I'm gonna definitely make that a sound clip on Instagram and get all the women out to compete, because damn it, I don't want my blue belts against the one other blue belt that signs up on everything. I want all the blue belts. I want all the white belts. Let's get some color belts out there. Let's get the purple, brown. I know that we have enough of them out there.
Yeah.
This is bullshit that we're not getting more out there. I'm adamant that we have enough competitors. Oh yeah, it's not that big of a tournament. Well, it's not that big because you guys aren't competing at it. Let's get everyone out there competing at it, and let's make Sub Ace come back with a boom and get all those divisions rocking.
All right.
Sorry, that's a little bit of a rant,
Great.
but I'm passionate about this and I want to see it just like go off the Richter scale in there.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Well,
thank you, buddy.
And catch you all on the flip side.
Yeah.
Ah.